Welcome back, America. Stephen Miller, the lack of this administration to enforce federal law, is that not a violation of the Constitution as well as federal statutes? Are those not impeachable offenses? And are these not policies that are intended to fundamentally undermine and unravel the civic structure of this country?
Yes, yes, and yes. First, they are patently unconstitutional. The core constitutional command that binds the hands of the executive is to take care that the laws be faithfully executed. This is the center of our design between Congress, the judicial, the executive branch. What this president has done is he has turned Congress into a mere suggestion box. The entire Immigration and Nationality Act, which governs who can enter our country, how you apply for a visa, what rules you have to comply with, where you have to apply from. That entire system has been rubbished and trashed by this president as though he were an emperor. And so it is completely impeachable. My organization has been involved in a number of lawsuits against his policies. And in each of those lawsuits, we lay out how he has violated the clear command of Congress and the clear command of the Constitution. One of those cases that we litigated in partnership with Texas, we won on Title 42. Another one with respect to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. He's been found to have broken the law again and again and again. And so, yes, these are impeachable crimes, absolutely, especially because he has not complied with the court injunctions when he loses these lawsuits, as is the case in MPP, or the Remain in Mexico program led by Texas. Now, as to what the goal is here, it's to destabilize the middle class. For the party of big government, for the party of Marxism, destroying the American middle class and the social cohesion of a strong middle class makes it possible to have this big government apparatus. The whole choice in our country is between a family structure and a community structure at the center of American life, or government. So look at what happened to Los Angeles and California with unending large-scale illegal immigration. It ruined the public schools. It increased massively demand for public services. It ruined the healthcare system. It ruined the job market. All of these things collectively turned it into a big government state, because the system isn't working. So your healthcare isn't working, your job market isn't working, your wages aren't rising. Crime is destabilizing the family, so government is going to step in, and we're going to be the parent, and we're going to be the provider for the people. And so that is absolutely the goal here, is to destroy the middle class and, in turn, the whole American system and the whole American value set.
Does it not amaze you, even though it's hard to get amazed anymore, that the Democrat Party, the vast majority of it, has embraced this entire agenda? The so-called moderate Democrats, some of them are now speaking out because they're trying to save their political skin. But that the Congress, in control of the Democrats, both branches, has taken absolutely no steps, not a single step, to give relief to the American people, to support federal law enforcement on the border, or even to start to prevent all the drugs, all the horrific sexual activity, all the illegal immigration that's taking place. Not a single step.
And to your point, the sex trafficking, the trafficking of minors, the number of minors who've been smuggled and trafficked across our borders is double the highest level recorded in all of history. This is a mark of everlasting shame on every Democrat in Congress, every one of them, because not a single one of them has stood up and said, until you secure the border, until you stop, catch, and release, you don't have my vote on anything. Because that's how you'd fix it. If Mark Kelly had a decent, principled bone in his body, then he would say, Mr. President, you don't have my vote on your Supreme Court nominee or any bill till you stop this assault on the people of Arizona. Anyone can send a press release. It means nothing. It means nothing. Action is what matters. And all we've seen is accommodation and complicity from Democrats in Congress.
And a footnote, we don't see much different from the leadership of the Republican Party in the Senate. Mitch McConnell. He could put the brakes on a number of things, and he doesn't. He talks, he issues press releases, and on the whole, they go along, in my opinion. Stephen Miller, founder of American First Legal, a wonderful organization. Keep up the good work, and God bless you, my friend.
God bless you. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.